Hello channel members and welcome to Chandwell's members update for Sunday the 4th of August. Or is it Chandwell's members update for Sunday the 4th of August? I've actually decided, since I haven't put a video on my channel for at least 2 weeks, I thought I'd let this video be made public. Just as a way of letting everyone know what I've been up to, but also just let people see what they are missing out on, if this is the sort of thing that they like, from the weekly members videos that I do for my channel members. So what have I been up to? Well, I've been away from the layout for quite a while because I've been working long hours recently. I've been away and I had a weekend away this weekend. I've been to London and I met a friend of the channel, Alex. It was great to meet you, Alex. Thank you for making an excellent day out in London for my sons and me. On the layout, I've been spending most of my time on the cathedral. And members, you'll remember this from last week, it's grown again. People who aren't members, this is the first time you're probably seeing the mock-up since the last cathedral video. So I've made the whole mock-up, it's more or less finished. There's just one more porch and a little bit of a curved bit to go on here. Everything else is done. The purpose of the mock-up, obviously, is to see how it all fits together and to work out the overall build plan. And in this case, it's also a perfect way to realise just how enormous this thing is going to be. So Bradford Cathedral, it's, you know, by the standards of many cathedrals, it's actually quite small, and it's certainly not a very gothically embellished cathedral. But the size of it, when you see it on the layout like this, it really does bring home to you just how big these buildings were, especially when you consider they were built, you know, many hundreds of years ago. I've had the biggest challenge was been with the 1950s, 1960s extension by Sir Edward Morph. It's incredibly complicated. Everything, although it's fairly straight lines, nice and clean, nice 1950s style architecture, everything overlaps everything else. So everything's had to be cut in to the parts beside it. Took me a while to realise that I'd drawn the clock tower, the bell tower, completely the wrong size, so I've had to hold it into place with a little shimmies. But that's all right. That's the purpose of the mock-up. And also, channel members, you'll remember that I was debating whether I had the tower right in the first place. I've built it square, but now it's been measured up at the top. I've actually realised, and also by overlaying onto Google Maps and things, it is ever so slightly narrower in the east-west direction compared to the north-south direction. So this is square on the mock-up, but the real thing will be the correct size. So that is where I'm getting to with the cathedral. And speaking of the cathedral, Maggie's just sent me the next set of her parts ready for my next video. So this week and into next week, I'll be working on adding those. And the next cathedral video should come along shortly after that. So what else have I been up to? Well, I didn't make the promised progress on the back of Station Road, but you'll see that in a moment because I've also been experimenting with a new varnish. So I always use AK Interactive's matte and ultra matte varnish, but one of my friends, Adrian, he suggested that I try this. So this is Perma Protect by Permajet. Now this is a varnish specifically made for inkjet prints. Now it's inkjet canvas prints rather than inkjet paper prints, so I'm not really sure what the difference is. It's designed to be rolled onto large printed inkjet canvases, and it's quite expensive. With postage, this was pushing £20 for 250 millilitres, but 250 millilitres will last probably forever. I've tried it on this little bit of Station Road, so this is the back of Station Road. Now it's gone on really nicely. It's thick. It almost feels as though it's put like a plastic coat on. It actually feels as though it's made it stronger and feels as though it's actually made a good coating. However, although it's matte, you can see if I hold it up to the light, it's actually not matte at all. It says it's matte, but it's not really. And this is kind of the performance that you get from most matte varnishes. So now it's had 2 coats. I'm letting it dry a full 24 hours, and then I'm going to put a coat of the AK Interactive Ultra Matte on top, which should take that sheen away completely. And then we'll see how this bit goes. The reason I'm doing it is I want to be sure that I'm using something that's going to last on the cathedral build. And although the AK Interactive and everything has lasted really well on Chandwell, I do sometimes think that maybe it adds an ever so slightly green tint to some of the buildings. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll let you know in the main videos so that everyone gets to see what I eventually choose to use in terms of varnish. Welcome to new tour guide member, Captain Pubwatch. Nice to have you with us. I know you've been a long time friend of the channel. It's nice to have you here on the members side. I hope you continue to enjoy your membership, and I'll also be giving updates on the recent poll about the Inkscape videos. And speaking of Inkscape, before I go, there's a little treat coming in a week or two. Channel member Michelle, after giving me those tips that I didn't actually know about Inkscape, has agreed to make a little video for me as well.
My name's Michelle, and I'm going to show you a few Inkscape tips and tricks and things that help me when I'm drawing buildings.
So next time's Inkscape tips will feature channel member Michelle. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you, channel members. Whatever you do next week, I'm working away all week, so I'll be away from the layout. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.